Welcome to the Wellington, Old Portsmouth, to Pompey In The Mood, we're Saints in Greavesy, aren't we? Is that what I keep saying? That we're Saints in Greavesy.
Abbott and Costello.
Two of them up.
Well, I'm
Morecambe and Wise.
Yeah, who else can we have?
We can be Mickey and Minnie.
Of course we can.
I don't know which one I am. You saying I've got big ears or what?
No.
And alongside us is Steve Lever, of course. How can you Steve?
Good evening, Mark. Yeah.
Obviously, big surprise tonight. Obviously, big news coming out of Fratton Park. Sacked the manager.
Yeah.
Manager's gone.
Surprised me, Mark.
What do you want to say?
Well, I just thought it's a bit premature, actually. I said I think you really should have been given a little bit more time. Actually, I don't blame Guy. I blame the players. They're the people. I mean, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were thinking about all these 6 games where we are unbeaten. Everybody's putting it in. All the players are doing it. Now the players are not doing it. Guy hasn't done any different. He's still taking the coaching. He still stands on the side. He still picks a team. It's them out there, mate. The players have got to just stand up and be counted. I mean, some of their performances in the last month it's been woeful. You know, we've been sitting up there. We've been to away games. We've been to every game, and it's just getting worse and worse. And you can't blame the manager. Why did those players come in and play so well to start with, build up our hopes, and then all of a sudden, Steve, hey, what do you think, mate?
I think it's the players as well. I'm completely frustrated with those players on Saturday because they didn't put no effort in at all. But basically, half of them looked as though they didn't even want to be there. They looked half asleep.
Well, for me, I mean, I just look at it and I think it's all about confidence. They've had a couple of bad results and their confidence is gone. The back 4 looks as though it's completely shot. De Vera on Saturday wasn't anywhere near. Sonny Bradley, who we all thought was going to be Player of the Year by a million miles,
Gets suspended.
Yeah.
And since he come back, you wouldn't have thought he was the same player.
And Bonzingara, of course, he's the one who's going to.
Well, he's the one who clears his lines, plays the ball the way he faces. But you look at Sonny Bradley, get it down, educate your left foot, play it around, win balls in the air, and as you said, look the business. Look, other clubs are looking at him and thinking like, you know, this could be a player. Pompey could have a player here that we could perhaps pinch for a few thousand quid.
We've obviously had a couple of injuries as well. David Connolly's been out injured. Adjiman's out injured. If you look what's happened around, Bartram's been in and out of the squad as well, and of course on the other side the other winger's been in and out as well. So you look at it and you think, so maybe we've been a little bit unlucky with injuries.
Yeah, injuries, suspensions and things like that, but it's just general players. We do know players don't go off the boil. Players play well 1 week and not the next week. They don't seem to do it. I mean, they weren't a bad side that came down Saturday. They were well drilled. They were really up for it. Their manager had just been sacked. They had 2 new people taking over. They obviously came down with a lot of energy and put a lot into their game. They knew most of our players anyway. So they obviously, as you said, had a game plan. But I don't know, it's just something wrong there. Everything went wrong Saturday. We could have scored 4 or 5, and the guy was right. We could have scored 4 or 5. Johnny Upple should have scored. Who else should have scored? Ferry should have scored with the goal, missed the ball completely.
Bartram hit the cross, hit the post, hit the bar.
That's right, hit the post. But scored a good goal. The kid got his first good goal.
Craddock,
Yeah, he got his good goal, but
you are right, we could have scored 4 goals. The only trouble is though, right, Scunthorpe could have 8.
That's the only thing.
Trevor Castle on Saturday
played well.
We would have
Man
been
of the match, wasn't he?
demolished.
Speed.
Yeah, he was.
Man of the match.
By a million miles, he was a million man.
I don't know why he didn't get the award for it, but I've been hard on keepers. I thought that Carson, again, made a bit of a mistake, but you get a forward in there knocking the ball in the back of the net. Where's our defender? You're the forward, right? You're going to go in there, I'm the defender. I've got to go in there with you. And I've got to make sure that if the keeper drops the ball, I'm going to clear it.
Absolutely.
Didn't do it.
Carson will be disappointed in himself on that one. He made some great saves and then he let himself down, just fumbled it in.
Yes.
The problem for Carson is, and I think he's been a good keeper since he's come in, but he's now making 1 mistake per game.
But don't you think?
But it's
a curse. It's the curse of the goalkeepers this year, isn't it? We've had 3 keepers, and they've all made boo-boos.
Yeah.
And it's cost us points, and it's a shame, really. I don't know what it is.
But I think you got it. I think what's happened is that he come in full of confidence, and I've played well, and then all of a sudden the back four's not been up to standard, and they haven't been up to standard the last few weeks, and that's knocks his confidence on certain things, and things that might have gone his way earlier on are now not going his way. So when you drop it, it's not falling into a gap.
When we had balls knocked in early on when he first got there, he didn't have to deal with them. He didn't have to deal with any ball in the box because our two centre backs dealt with him. Now he's having to come and punch balls. This last 2 games, I've seen him punch the ball more times than all the previous games because he's thinking now, my 2 central defenders are not doing the business. I've got to come and punch you.
Nobody's been in the area.
But Sonny Bradley hasn't won a header for a month, has he?
Time. I mean, the boy Burton, I know he was 37, but I'll tell you what, he was a crafty player on Saturday. He played well for Scunthorpe. He was getting himself in there. He was winning free kicks. He was winning actually balls in the air, which a fella of his size should never have done. But you know, as I say, that's games and that's cost Guy his job. Those players not performing, it's cost Guy his job.
So now you're saying there, we talk about Guy and we look, once they go across the whitewash, there's nothing the manager can do.
Nothing at all.
People are criticising some of his substitutions. That was something else that they were talking about.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like that sometimes. I think Guy is probably too nice to the players he got on, and he's given them more time than perhaps he should have done. Instead of sort of 5 minutes in the second half, or 10 minutes in the second half, so
20 minutes.
Yeah, come on, off you come. I'm going to put someone else on. And he's been perhaps too loyal to him. He's probably treated them the way he wanted to be treated when he was a player, and that don't work. I think in football you've got to be a Jekyll and Hyde, and you've got to just use your players out there, and you can't get that close to them.
Well, I'm glad you said about Jekyll and Hyde, because let's go through the list of some of the managers that may or may not be coming through the door. This has come from Sky Bet. Obviously, this is the main one, and I'll read these out one, and we'll see if we can get a reaction from some of the people sat around. If they give a yay or a boo when they hear the name, and if I tell you that the favourite is Martin Allen at 5-1. Yeah. there's a bit of a mixed bag there. Gary Migson 7-1.
Take me to the QA.
There's a couple just committed suicide in the corner there. Steve Cottrell for a return 8-1. There's quite a few no's there. Steve Allen, who's at the club at this moment in time, 9-1.
What's he done in the game?
Complete silence. Danny Wilson, 10-1. Nothing at all. Nobody cares about Danny Wilson. David Weir, 12-1. There's no David Weir either. Dean Saunders, 12-1.
No.
Keith Curl, 14-1.
Definitely not.
Mickey Mellon, 14-1. Kevin Blackwell, 16-1. Neil Warnock, 16-1, who's actually said that he'd walk to the club and do it. There's a couple of yeses here, and here's one for you, and we'll see what everyone thinks of this one. Stuart Pearce, 20-1.
Go back to being an electrician.
Go back to being an electrician.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of good names, there's a lot of good ex-players, but whether they could come here and manage what we've got, they will want to bring in their own people. They will want the players. Can we afford it? Can we afford those people you've just read out, Mark? I don't think we can.
We've got another one for you. What about Kevin Ball?
Kevin Ball?
Yeah, but Sunderland,
Up at Sunderland,
done a good job while he was standing in there.
Kevin Ball. Who?
Procus 1.
Procus 1. We're going to talk about Procus 1 afterwards. A lot of people are actually blaming him for getting Guy Whittingham the sack after his evening news article. He was gaffer for the day, and all of a sudden I think he's just coming in now.
Make way, Mark. I know you slid him right down.
It's
Special edition tonight.
Evening. We're just making room for his hair to get in.
Well, it's the side profile. I don't want to take all the light with the nose.
So we now need to know then, gaffer for the day. Come on, who's going to be playing tomorrow then?
Who's going to be playing?
What's your team going to be?
Start off with J-Mo in goal.
Yeah, Davy Jones.
Ben Johnson,
Yeah.
Sol Campbell,
Sol Campbell, yeah.
Distan,
Yeah.
Matty Taylor,
Yeah.
Cranky Aaron Wright.
Isn't that strange?
What a
You know, of all the
side.
players that we've had, and you went for Matty Taylor, I like that. So go on. Cranky
Diarra,
Diarra.
Montari,
Montari.
Herman Rodison,
Oh my
and
God.
Yakumu and Luwala.
Oh, what a side.
It's not a bad team, is
I think they're
it?
all
What a
available,
brilliant
right?
side.
They're all available.
Have I made the bench? Have I made the bench?
You're spongy, man.
Oh, that's all right.
You're spongy.
At least I'm involved.
In all seriousness, all of these names here, I'm going to throw out a couple more names.
Yeah.
Kevin Dillon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Dillon's done a reasonable
Could
job.
be,
He's been assistant manager up at a few clubs, hasn't he?
Yeah. Bad spell at all the shop.
Yeah, but he's got a, you know, he's a footballer, ain't he?
Yeah, it's ex-Pompey.
Ex-Pompey as well. Here's another one. Some people will say, yeah, and he's been a manager before, Graham Ricks.
Yeah.
He's
Graham Ricks,
interested in
yeah,
coming
yeah.
back.
Yeah, see,
Great
yeah.
player in his time.
Great player in his time.
He's in this area, doing a good
Yes.
job at Portsmouth.
Another piece of the Pompey jigsaw.
Yeah, and Steve Claridge.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve, yeah,
We see regularly on Saturday, don't we?
Yeah.
Still goes towards
Yeah,
Pompey.
loves Pompey. He's Pompey through and through, isn't he?
Steve, what do you
I
reckon?
like Steve Claridge.
You like
I
Steve
love Steve
Claridge?
Claridge.
I think he'd get welcome
He's
back if
Pompey
he
through
was
and
to
through.
come back. I think
the
that
first
would.
time he was at the club, I thought he was harshly dealt with as well.
Yeah,
So,
he was, yeah. Well, it was same on the washing as well, because he only wears one sock, don't he? So Kev the Kid Man would be happy with that.
The image I've got of Steve Claridge, I can see him run along the touchline, a bit like Harry Fry.
Yeah.
The guy's so enthusiastic. Right?
Well, I can see him doing it to Canio, sliding.
Oh yeah.
What, catching the ball in the line? Yes.
I can see him doing that, couldn't you? So, what about Canio? Because he's not got a job.
no, thank you.
Can't
He's
afford him.
He's a live wire and he's a loose cannon.
Loose cannon.
Loose
He is a
cannon.
loose cannon. So, is there anyone that we haven't talked about that you think should be in the frame or not in the frame? Talk about the people at the club. Andy Alford, who's been brought up from the academy. Will Andy? Do you think Andy will put his hat in the
No, I think Andy likes to do his job that he's doing. He likes to be with the youngsters. He likes to bring them through. I think that's his passion for, bringing the academy boys through. But I may be wrong. He might think, oh, Macca's football through and through. I tell you, he is football. Whether he's hard enough again, whether he's a tough man, he can go in and sort them out. I don't
Definitely a
know.
hard man.
I definitely think he could sort them out.
Yeah, he's definitely an hard man.
Yeah,
There's
well,
absolutely no doubt.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Mark, you really want to attract a manager that's got experience, managerial experience.
Is that what you think then? Well, let's ask what you think. We'll go through. So
Yeah.
you're saying experience is what would.
Yeah.
You think that's what we need?
I think that's what we need now. I mean, Guy Whittingham was a great player for Pompey, a loyal servant. But unfortunately, no real managerial experience.
Right?
Yeah, Steve's got a good point there, and a lot of these names that we've read out have got experience, and they've been in. They've probably learnt something from the clubs they've been in, and that's how you get, experience. And that's how you get to manage footballers by having experience. Because a lot of these people went in at the first time, and they were probably too nice, and they probably thought, next time I get a club, I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to do that.
Okay, Steve, what
I
are you looking for?
think it needs a manager that knows the lower leagues and knows the players to get us out of that league.
Right, okay.
Because at the moment we've got players that are too nice and not hard enough.
Well, for me, I mean, all I don't want is I don't want one off the magic roundabout.
No.
It seems like, we have all these...
Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan was off the magic roundabout. In all seriousness, though, being really serious about it, you
Yeah,
look at
it is serious, a serious
it's like
thing.
a merry-go-round, isn't it?
Yeah,
They
it's
just
serious.
go round and round and round.
It's serious.
Blackwell and Danny Wilson and people like that. There's no way I want them. Keith Curl, never done anything. Gary Mason, no thank you very much whatsoever. Martin Allen's done the job at this sort of level.
He has.
Yeah.
The trouble with him is he whether he's mellowed enough, I don't know. We know how volatile he can be. Do we need somebody that volatile?
Do we? We got some big boys up Fratton Park. Perhaps you can get them to come out fighting. Perhaps that's what they got to do. Perhaps you've got to give them who was that? Well, Di Canio was, and Brian Clough. Give them a slap before the game. You give them a little slap around the head and get them angry. And when they go out the park, they're a bit. I've got to take it out on somebody.
Before the commentary. So give him that.
John Benny Hill.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, these managers, they may have learnt something, and who knows? Who knows it?
Well, look, for me, I think it's something that's going to be answered We think it won't be until at least Wednesday. It can't be before the game tomorrow, can it?
No.
No, I mean, I think there's a scheduled ball meeting or whatever on Wednesday.
Right.
So it's a believe.
Well, let's hope they don't
So,
jump in there with 2 feet and do it in haste.
yeah.
No,
It's got to go through the right channels, isn't it, Ray?
well, I think so. I think the board have got to sit down with the chairman and Mike Catlin, and they've got to go through it. What managers can we afford to start with? Who will they want to bring in with them? Will they want to get rid of some of the people we've got at Fratton Park who are perhaps not on contracts, which would probably be a bit unfair? So it's a lot to go into
I
it.
think Neil Warnock's been on TalkSport, you know, in the last week
Should
or
he
so.
walk?
Do the job for free.
When last week?
Well,
So,
Yeah, during this week, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I heard Steve Cottrell was outside the ground the other week.
Steve Cottrell was at the...
I think he was collecting all those balls there.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Yeah, he got his players' roof over the stadium.
He was at the Cheltenham game, obviously, because we had a
Yeah.
chat with him outside the Cheltenham game.
yeah, I saw that report in the paper. Yeah.
I'm not sure whether he was at the game the other week down at Fratton Park. He's obviously one that would love to come back. He said that he felt as though he had unfinished business down there.
What my only question with Steve Cottrell was if another big club, what he thinks is a bigger club than Portsmouth, whether he will walk out again.
Well, that's, Michael Appleton's another
Yeah.
one whose name's not been mentioned. Left us because he sort of dire straits that we were in and got a good offer.
Yeah. I don't think you could blame Michael for that,
No,
actually,
I'm not
could you?
saying.
No, well, I just like to get me £5 a thing. That I think that would happen to anyone, whether it be you, Steve, or Steve and Mark and myself. If you get a better offer, then and at that time we had no money, did we?
No,
And
we
he
had
couldn't
nothing.
see anything
Yeah.
for the future. He had to go for me, but what he's done since then is obviously
you
nothing.
couldn't blame him at the time.
No, of course not.
In hindsight, now he's come out and said that that's probably the wrong decision he made.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
yeah.
wished he'd stayed here.
But
Yeah.
then leaving Blackpool to go to Blackburn was,
Well,
was
that's
a bad decision.
I think so.
That's comical.
That was a strange
He
one.
said he couldn't work with Royston, is what he said, didn't he, at Blackpool? The
Yeah,
chairman up
that's
there.
right.
I
Yeah.
think we should have his feelings out.
Yeah. So, look, before we go on, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll come back to it. But I'm going to ask you very quickly. Right decision, wrong decision to sack manager today?
Looking at the results, Mark, and the performances, then unfortunately, it was the correct decision.
Correct decision. Steve?
Well, Guy Whittingham's one of my heroes, so I'd find it seriously difficult to get rid of him. I would have left it till after tomorrow night's game.
Right.
I would have given him 2 more games. I would have given him the game tomorrow night and the game away on Saturday,
Hartlepool.
Hartlepool. I would have sat down with my board if I was chairman, and I would have discussed it then, and then I would have made a decision next week. But you can keep putting it off, and the board have got to live with it.
Well, for me, I would have. You can't change your place until January. I would have given it till December. I don't think we would have been relegated by December, but it might have actually given them a chance to go another little run of 6 or 7 games. If we'd gone back
But
into that.
don't you think we're in a bit of a relegation fight now?
What I said was, I said that I don't think we would have been relegated by Christmas, right? So all I'm saying is, in January, the window opens and you get a new manager in just before then. Give him so that you know where it's going. He can then get all of his targets lined up and go from there. For me, but yeah, I understand why they've got rid of him. I'm not saying that. It's just I would have loved to have seen him have another role at the club, because I feel as though the man stepped in and did a job for us at a time.
Yeah, he's an honourable man, and everybody says at the FA what a great coach he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I was up there, wasn't I, a couple of months ago, and they were saying about Guy when we was having this good little run. What a great coach he is.
Yeah.
And because he coaches coaches.
Yeah.
So if the players are not responding to him, and the other manager comes in, he'll want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Have we got the money to bring in other players? We'll see.
Do you think it could have been better for him if they suggested to him that they got somebody more experienced in beside him,
Put him over the top.
or over the top,
Yeah.
or beside him, whatever way,
But
just to help him out?
Until the club actually release a statement, we're not
That's
going to know
true.
what's
No,
going to happen.
that's
So
right.
we're speculating again.
Yeah.
That's
maybe
right.
they did, and maybe Guy's pride said, look,
No.
I can't do that.
That's it.
Welcome back to the Wellington Old Portsmouth. Just want to say to anyone out there who's watching this one, if you mention Pompey in the Mood when you phone up to book a meal Christmas, you get a 10% discount straight off. You'll actually lose 10% of the turkey, that's gone. Listen, my sister came here for a Sunday lunch the other week, and she comes every single week now. Food is absolutely wonderful. So get down there, support Kate. She's a lovely girl. Lets us come in this pub, doesn't she, Ray? Every time. Yeah. She don't give us any free beer, though, does she, Ray?
Well, she did last time I was in. Yeah, she was here.
That's because you're too smooth compared to me. We don't know where the manager is. I think he's still out there signing autographs, isn't he?
So.
Is that Progress one? Team Cattle. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back in.
Hold on, Mark. Just been doing my hair, ready for the new shoot. Yeah.
Wow. Was that the nasal hair that you've been doing?
Well, I've started to plait that now. Yeah.
We had heard about your plaiting of your nasal hair.
Wow.
So look, we're here at Wellington. Big game tomorrow night now.
Big game tomorrow. Big game.
Thanks for reminding me of that, Mark. Yeah.
You're down there tomorrow.
Picking the team.
You're picking the team.
Yeah.
What are we going to say to the team before they go out?
Win.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's
Don't come back.
Yeah. Stay out there till you win.
Dressing room locked.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, a few of us actually read what you put in the news, and we can actually understand why you would just say win.
Yeah. Wow.
That's about the most sense that you've spoken all over the weekend.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah.
So you actually signed quite a few autographs on Saturday, I believe.
Well, he's definitely signed one for me.
I did, didn't I? Right. Yeah.
Is it off for Ray Crawford, because normally people ask Ray for these.
I know, he's taking over from me
Ray's
now.
actually signed.
Well, as you know, Mark, I do this Rod Stewart tribute act. And Ray tried to book me. For his 50th.
So let's go on tomorrow. Big game tomorrow. Southend, they were on a bad run, and then all of a sudden...
Top 5, up 5th, I think, 5th on the table.
They were bad. They had a really bad one. They had one win.
Haven't they won the last 5?
Yeah. Do you know what? I thought he was going to get the sack.
Yeah, he was. That's what I say. Yeah.
I thought their manager was going to get the sack
Phil
because
Brown, isn't it?
because he's been about, isn't he?
Whole city.
And I thought, my God, he's having this bad run. He's already down there. He's going to get the sack, but he's pulled it round. So
well, look at
what the players have.
They sack their manager, gets a win.
Yeah, I know.
So obviously we're hoping Guy's gone now.
Do you think that was what they were hoping for? Do you think that's what it's half of it about?
And the best thing,
that type of thinking, though, mustn't it? You know?
Steve, and the best thing about it was they signed the goal scorer. The manager signed that goal scorer and then got the sack. He comes down and scored 2 to beat us. Yeah. Mind you, if he hadn't scored, there's plenty of other opportunities, isn't they? That we were a poor
Well,
side.
I think that's why in the news I gave our keeper man of the match.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think anyone, Steve said the same, did you, Steve? I think everybody said the same. Where they got that one from, I don't know.
Pots. They did Pots the man of the match.
Where did they get that? For
that was
match.
the main match sponsor. The main match sponsor
was that Richmond Highland?
No, it wasn't Richmond. They just give us the cards to go to the away game. They give us the cards to go to the away game.
Oh yeah, they do. They're great. You want a good car? Get down there.
We got young Taylors that taking us up to Hartlepool on Saturday.
Oh, brilliant.
Big 8-seater. So
that's brilliant.
Well, you'd be a little
bit star.
Nickname, the old monkey hangers, Mark.
Oh yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned that I might not get out of town. I could end up hanging from one of them. Well, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
But isn't it Jeff Stelling's club? Isn't that his club?
I think Jeff Stelling's invited you two into the ballroom.
Up there.
I'll be invited in monkey.
Yeah, because we're obviously getting a good mention on Saturday because it's Jeff's team, and when he's with the boys in the studio, and he'll be looking for that result when he with Pompey.
Well, they've turned around as well. They've gone on a run, haven't they? As well, you know. So all of a sudden, the teams around us have gone on to this bit of a run. I was looking at the table today before we come out. 6 points off relegation, but only 8 points off of promotion.
A win tomorrow night.
That's our game in hand.
That's our game in hand. Up the table, 2 or 3 places. Looking on, no?
What do you know about Southend? Their striker, of course, is out. He's out.
They got a peer, haven't they, Southend?
They've got a peer.
Bobby Moore was manager there once, of course, the great Bobby Moore. But no, I don't know much about Southend actually.
The striker they got down there, I think he's out suspended tomorrow, so that's.
Oh, that's helped us then.
So that he's the main man.
It'd be interesting, if like Adji Man or Connolly to start the game.
Well, look,
that'd be a massive boost.
See, this is what happens with a team when the manager gets sacked. Everybody seems to up their play. Boy, I mean, it happened to me at Wolves. I mean, Stan Culler's got the sack. We played West Ham 2 days later, and we murdered them. And they've got rid of Stan. So what makes players play better, score goals that they've been missing, keepers make saves that they've been letting in.
Is it
All of a sudden, I don't know what it is, Mark. I really, I mean, it's
because they've got rid of the manager, they think who's next.
Well, what happens is, look, when a new manager's coming in, when the manager goes and there's a new thing, they know they're playing for a place.
Yeah,
whereas
absolutely.
every manager has their favourites, don't they?
true, without a doubt.
Everyone knows that there are certain players that will always get a game with a certain manager.
If you score 300 games, you're every 300 goals. You're everyone's.
How many did you get to play in your career again?
But the funny thing you say that, though, Ray,
Yeah.
Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah,
And I don't care. We've all got our issues with Jermaine Defoe, but as a goal scorer,
He's
top class.
and then you look at Spurs,
Don't
you know,
play him.
and they don't play him.
No.
You know, and
You're right, mate.
And he
Yeah.
scores lots and lots of goals.
Yeah.
You play against City then on Saturday?
No.
And a boy went on. I mean,
Yeah.
that just.
You should have seen the misses. It was disgusting what he did
Wow.
yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at, when you say that, certain managers, normally if you're a goal scorer, they're priceless, aren't they?
Yes,
They're
do
always
that,
going to get
yeah.
them. So what's going on with Connolly then, Ray? Because
Since he got suspended and he had his injury, he doesn't look as though. I don't know. I'm not saying he's not interested, but he's not the player that he was when he first came here. When he was buzzing, getting hold of the ball, building up on him, and that's what we missed on Saturday. We had nobody up front holding the ball up.
Yeah, but
I brought a
that,
guest in on Saturday, right? A friend you know.
Yeah.
And this is the first time he's been down front part this year. And what he thought was that the players didn't look fit. Certain players lack fitness.
Well, they'd had a week off from. They'd had a 4 weeks training.
So it's interesting that
So-
someone's not been down there.
Yeah, he's not been there for a while.
And they picked that up.
I find it strange that they weren't fit. I mean, because the one thing that Guy was all about, and Macca,
I can't see Macca letting him not being fit.
Macca and that now. What I will say is that I just don't think they're a cohesive unit. I think
No.
what's happened is they've become little sections. You know, it really does look to me as though, look, the back four. If your back four's not in form,
They're not settled though, Mark, are they?
No.
Oh, we only made one change on Saturday. There was only one change. It was only.
Yeah, but he's
Pompey
swapping De Vera from
No,
left
I
back
know.
to right back.
Yeah,
But
You
yeah.
don't know whether you're
No.
coming or going.
No.
But you look at the opposition, they seem to, it's first touch. They
Yeah.
don't take an extra touch.
No.
With our lads, they seem to want to take a touch and another one.
And another one.
And then the opportunity's gone.
True.
well, there was a comment made in the Portsmouth Evening News. I don't know if it came from Guy or was their comment, but Guy turned around and said, "I don't know what my best back four is."
Well, that was a silly thing to say.
So
Yeah, that was a strange thing to say. I don't know if he said that under pressure because of the way that the team were playing, but I think we know what his best back four
Yeah.
is. So I'm surely he
yeah,
knows.
you should do because he's working with them every day.
Yeah.
He should know what
Yeah.
his best
Well, his
back
best
four
back
is.
four, we can tell you right now, with the players that he's got available, are the four that started on Saturday.
Yes, yes.
Was McKill injured then?
No.
He wasn't.
He
He
was.
wasn't in the squad though, was he?
No, he was on the bench.
He brought him back on the bench. He left him out for the game before because he said he needs to get his head right in the right way. But you will know what you get from Mutakil, won't you?
Yeah.
You'll get 100%.
He's good at going forward, but not defending.
Yeah, you'll go. You know he's going to go forward. You've got a chance whether he can get the ball in the box or it goes over the back, but he will work. He will work up and down for you, and he will get tackles in. And he's a bit reckless. And what you put up with that and try to calm him down because on the way De Vera played, I'd leave him out. I'd leave De Vera in. On tomorrow night, I'd put Mudie back in.
He looked like he was playing in one of the boots with concrete filled up.
Yeah.
At the top.
Yeah.
Very static.
Yeah.
Mutikill is working up and down.
Yes.
I did like Potts on Saturday though. I thought some of the crosses he put into the box, I thought, well, where's the forward running onto that to put the ball in the back of the net?
Yeah, but we brought him in as a defender. So,
Yeah,
that's what we want.
That's
Yeah.
what we
Yeah,
need.
but he did both
I'm
jobs.
not saying that. I'm
equally
just
as
saying.
good.
But me personally, I think Dan Butler could do just as good a job. I've got to be honest
You
with
keep the wage
you.
down.
And keep the wage down.
To be honest with you, I wasn't keen on Dan Butler. It's my only personal opinion, but I wasn't keen on Dan Butler at the beginning of the season because I thought the first couple of games he got skinned too much.
Right, he got caught out. He's a young lad who's going to make mistakes. All kids are going to make mistakes.
I'll defend Dan Butler because if you're a fullback and you're there, and you got your man right there, and you got another man here coming with the ball, so you're 2 on 1. You're always going to get you're always going to get done. If these do a crossover, you're in trouble. If he runs down the line, you're thinking, well, what shall I do? Shall I help that fella out and come here? And then when you go to close him down, he plays the ball down the line.
You do need help from your left winger as well,
you're
don't
in
you?
trouble.
Well, not just the left winger, because I agree with you on that one. And
Yeah.
100%.
So you are right on that.
Last year, not only did he have somebody who was tracking back a little bit to actually help him out, but he also had Ricardo Roca alongside him,
Yes.
who could read the thing. So when he did get beaten, he was there to snuffle it up. Sonny Bradley, who I think is a decent, reasonable, up
But
until
has he got the experience?
has it got the experience to read the game the way that
And then you get your other centre back come over to take his place. He comes over and helps him out, and then
and that as well.
instead of that, the 2 centre backs are just picking their own men up, and don't pass anybody on.
And Ray would tell you, listen, that comes into it.
A lot.
You hear Roca was doing it.
All the time.
Pez Gabor last year was a massive, but we've got a keeper now who's talking more,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
But our 2 centre halves don't speak.
Don't see
and
them.
you know that because if you remember the goal down at Newport where, Ngala actually headed it past the keeper,
yes,
right?
yeah,
That's because there's no communication there. So
But you could hear them talking on Saturday. The atmosphere was so down.
Well,
They was talking.
but the crowd were
What are you doing
tense,
tonight?
weren't they? They were
What are you doing
tense.
tonight? You're going
we said after 10 minutes about how tense.
Very tense. The players were very tense, and we don't know why because the crowd were behind them. They know what
It's
the
like a lack of
Pompey
confidence,
supports.
though.
Lack of confidence, right?
All defeats on the spin now.
Well, for
And,
me,
wins breed confidence, don't they?
if you're a lack of confidence, all you say is get the ball in their half. Get the ball in their half, and let's all push up.
It looked to me like Holmes, he was having a go. He looked like our only player that was trying to commit their defenders and that. And as soon as the others got the ball, it was like devoid of ideas. They just didn't have that confidence to make.
Well, Jed had his probably worst game of the season. Jed Wallace.
Mate, the last 3 clubs, Ray, have worked him out. They've closed down his space, haven't they?
Yes, yeah.
Jed's all about giving the ball and giving him space to run into.
And he's got a little bit of pace. He can go past people.
So
and I suppose they're doubling up on him.
doubling, trebling up.
Trebling
that's
up,
what they're doing. I mean, if you remember the cup game,
And that's
3
what-
players on them.
And that's what you do when you're in the lower divisions. You work your socks off. You do that extra running. Because I've been in the 4th division, I've played it. And it's all about having youngsters around that can run and run and run. You've got a few old heads as well, who probably sticks the ball in the back of the net and gets you out of trouble. But that's what you have to do. You've got to work that much harder. And that's what I've got to see tomorrow night.
Can you remember when we were struggling before? I think Steve Claris was the caretaker manager. And then
We've struggled a few times. Home in the bars, haven't we?
we have. But I think at that time, I think it was really that Stockport game, things like that.
Yes.
Then it sort of like turned.
Yes.
We had players throwing their bodies
That's
on the
it,
line.
yes.
And that's what's lacking.
Yes.
They're not putting their bodies on the line
No.
for the goals.
That Stockport game, the whole crowd were with that team because the atmosphere was up and everybody was with it.
How
On
many was
Saturday,
at that game? Do you know?
Not 7,900.
8,000. 8,000. But if you talk to everyone, there was 18,000.
Yeah, because of the noise, the
They were all
atmosphere.
there. Everyone was there.
Were they?
Everyone was there. It's
Yeah, I
like
was at that
Northampton.
game.
Everyone went to Northampton. Everyone went to Liverpool.
I
you
was
know.
one of the idiots that had a season ticket there.
Well, I was sat doing a commentary with Sam Matterface and Mickey Quinn for the Stockport game.
my God.
Didn't have a lot of room in that there.
not for me and Quinny together. Although he wasn't on the mince pies in. I've got to say though, and Sam Matterface, that was the day that Sam actually realised just how passionate the fans were because they just chanted, didn't they, for 90 minutes, literally for 90 minutes, and then that just went on from there.
with Steve Claridge coming into the team, gave everybody a boost. And everybody, we got a Pompey boy up front, he's going to do his best for us.
And didn't he used to work his socks
Yeah, he
off?
did.
See?
He
He worked and worked and worked, didn't he?
And for the first time in years, we had somebody who was actually scoring headers from corners.
Yes.
Because he
I
went
used to like the set
went to the back
Because he
post.
made,
Back
he
post.
makes
There
a
was all these
runners.
set pieces. He used to go to the post,
Yeah.
make a run,
Ran to the back
and then
post
just knock
and
it
put
in
it
the
in the back.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Movement.
Memories.
Oh, memories.
It's like
is
we're
great.
playing at the moment. If we get a set piece, nobody seems to know what.
No, they're just all standing there like
stood
that.
there,
Let's make this up now on the spot.
Well, we had one on Saturday where Bartram actually hit the post, if you remember. That was a quick one.
Yes.
That was a set
I think
piece.
you missed it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question because we're going to finish in a minute, right?
Yeah.
But I want to ask you because I'm a little bit biased. Johnny Earl,
Yeah.
the last few games, he's taken off every single game. I personally didn't think he was the worst player on the pitch on Saturday.
I thought he had a decent game.
I did too.
You know, and I couldn't believe it when he got substituted. I thought it was one of his better games. Very unlucky with a header mark. I mean, if that had gone in,
Yes.
that was pivotal. That.
He's never. See, you don't get in those positions, Steve. Do we? You don't normally get in those positions. That's the trouble with a guy like that. You get someone who's used to heading the ball and just picking his spot, top corner. Should have been top the corner.
Replay, it's a tremendous save.
It is a good save. It is a good save.
But
I would have
had
been
that gone in,
He would have been pleased with it.
I think what happened with Earl.
But I would have been upset if I'd have missed that goal. If I'd have missed that one.
But you're a striker.
Look, Earl's fringe got in his eyes.
You know, I know.
It's all them wood chipping.
That's not
I just think that, and that may have turned the game, of course, when Johnny scored. You don't know, do you?
Right.
You know.
That's it.
But then we hit
And then
the
we hit the
bar,
bar
and then
after that,
we hit the post. So you know,
And
it
in
was up
between
there.
that, they had about 40 shots.
Yeah. Mr. Carson.
That was a nice piece of improvisation by Bartram in the second half, where he made a short corner.
Well, that was a set piece.
That's the one you were just
well,
going
that's a set piece, yeah.
I thought that's ideas on the pitch.
Well, that's off the training. No, it's off the training ground.
Off the
That was off the training ground.
Yeah.
Trust me, that was.
Yeah.
But as we say, you know, I know the fans are on Johnny's back at this moment in time. Yeah.
No need to be.
But
He's given 100%.
What I would say is I just don't like the fans booing players.
No.
I know they paid their
Well,
money.
I haven't heard them, booing players at all.
Well, they booed at the end of the game.
That was everybody, and that was the result, and that was the anger inside of them, and that was the frustration.
Frustration.
No, I know that. I know.
was frustration.
But listen, I've said it on Facebook today.
Yeah.
About Guy Whittingham.
Yeah.
I thought he showed tremendous courage to go out onto that pitch at the end of that game.
Yeah.
And stand there applauding the fans while they were booing.
Well, obviously, he knew he was going, Mark.
Well, he does it every game. He did it at Wimbledon as well.
He did it. Yeah.
He got some incredible abuse at Wimbledon.
He did.
Some incredible and some.
But why should he?
Yeah.
It's not him playing.
No.
It's them, those players.
It's,
and then you get the mate side wanting their autographs, wanting the players' autographs, and they've played rubbish like that. Guys should keep them until midnight.
So I'm going to ask you a final question then before we finish. Then we're going to win tomorrow night.
Going to be tough, Mark, but they've won 5 on the spin. Southend, obviously.
You take a point. Would you take a point today?
Take a point. Yeah.
Steve,
Yeah.
I'll take a point tomorrow.
you'll take a point.
Yeah.
Ray,
I will take a point now, but knowing our team that we put out, we'll probably win. We'll probably get 3 points tomorrow night.
and me knowing Steve a little bit better because I've read what he puts on Facebook. He don't want 1 point. He wants about 5 or 6 points.
I want 6 goals and 3 points.
He'd have 5 or 6 points and a roast dinner. Is that about right?
That is correct, Mark.
Listen, we want to thank you. Don't forget, if you want to come down here for a Christmas dinner, the food is absolutely. You've had food last week, didn't
I
you?
had food here last week. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So if you
It
meant,
was bog off, Mark.
it was bog off. No, they were telling me.
That's the wrong effort.
No, they were telling me to bog off. They were telling me to bog off. If you come down there and mention, if you phone up to book it, if you mention Pompey in the Mood, they'll give you 10% off your Christmas dinners here at the Wellington, Old Portsmouth. So from all of us, we thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. We try to bring a bit of laughter into it as well. Pompey in the Mood at the Wellington, Old Portsmouth. Get down here. Next week, who knows what we might be talking about. 6 points.
Who knows?
Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye now.